any of them. And I just feel, I'm like, there's so much going on, but I'm like, don't know what, I'm not posting in anything. So I'm just like, like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very hard to keep track of all of the different groups we have
There's
open
too
right
many.
now.
Like, I don't even know how to delete them. Like, once you're in one, can you delete it? Is that an option or?
I think there should be an option to like just like end group, you know, like kind of like end. I'm
Like,
recording this now just for
Oh,
but yeah, definitely an option to end it if that's something that you need to do, and especially if there's like nobody really being present in there and like active and stuff. Yeah, because then I think it'll take a lot of workload off of you and a lot of stress off of you, and just sticking to one boot camp at a time until we can get into a nice flow where we feel comfortable with running multiple groups, right? So
I was thinking about, because I really like the fall back into fitness one. That's the main one that I've been sort of like checking every day, or like try to check every day. So I was thinking, like, I think I want to do like a month long, like thinking about everything in months, like month long blocks, and just do like, instead of doing a specific program, just do a theme for the month. And everyone, like, if we team up as a Rise Up team and we run one, we can do scheduled posts, of course, but we don't have to follow a specific program. We don't all have to be doing the same program. It's just a hybrid. So like, we can all go on there, all check in, all plug our challengers in, and then, but everyone's doing their own thing.
Yeah, basically everyone who is going to be involved is an admin, and I think basically just responsible for their own challengers. Like, obviously if I'm like super stressed and I'm like at work and I'm like, oh my god, I can't add this girl in, like, of course, like, I know everyone's going to have each other's backs and stuff, but everyone's basically responsible for their own challengers. And I think that having the open theme is a great idea, because then there's not too much pressure on like on the coach posts, you know, because the coach posts are supposed to be like inspirational and then it's the workout, you know. So just keeping it just straight inspirational, I feel like it's gonna alleviate a lot of those long super posts.
So I know like not everyone's here, but do you guys like, should we continue on with the fall back to fitness, or should we make a new one for October, or what do you guys think?
leave it so that for the
Leave it?
I think
Sorry, cut out.
we should leave it.
Okay, so let's leave it. And then maybe we could just like have it a little bit more scheduled, because I know last month I was just like not really present, but now I can post, for example. So like, if there's a day that everyone needs me to post, like I can post in there, and then I can plug people into that. Like you plugged Toby, thank you, whoever did. But I just kind of want to get my challengers in on that, because they're not posting anywhere and they're just keeping it to themselves. So
right.
what you're doing
on what?
Like, I just want to know what the hell they're doing. Like, they're just not telling me, and I'm like,
Have you made like a separate little pod or like group chat with all of them? Yeah, and they're just like,
I have one and I check in, but like they'll read it and not respond. Like, it's just very like
same.
I'm like, hey, nothing back. So it's like, all right.
Yeah, I feel like a part of it, like this is what I was explaining to Dominique earlier. I feel like a part of it is the fact that we need to have our fires lit. I feel like all of us have been pretty, like Dominique said earlier, we've all been going through like one thing or another, you know? So it's kind of like making us go like, meow. So I feel if there's some way that we can jump back up and be super freaking stoked and like be so excited and like get that energy out and like
Also, sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just
okay. If we are always like showing love every one of our posts, you know, that's like a number one thing, that like showing like, hey, like this community is amazing, right? Like we need to show that, because people, hey, they say that they have a community, but you don't see like everyone commenting, liking, or whatever, right?
Totally.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean,
Sorry?
I find that like I feel like it helps a lot. Like, you know, Ashliegh have lots of people that comment always, right? Those, you know, always, and I think it kind of helps them keep them afloat.
Totally.
Like on bod groups in particular, or just in general?
Just in general, like Instagram blog groups, whatever. If your challengers see that, they're like, "Wow, I want to be a part of that." Right?
Yeah, I think so too.
I also think that when like on this topic, I feel like we have to. I know for sure for myself, I need to be more present in the blog groups, and I also have to go in there and make that energy alive.
Yeah,
I have to be the one to. I mean, we all have to be the one, you know, like, but for my challengers at least, I have to be the one to like really put the effort in and like comment on all their stuff and liking, not even comment on all of my challengers, but every single challengers, because the more engagement that they get, the more they're going to want to engage, right?
I really want to print out a business activity tracker and actually do them, because I haven't actually, like, I do some of the things, but I've never actually like done the checklist, and I think I want to do that, and then at least I'll know where I'm at with stuff.
I want to print it off and I want to laminate it.
Oh, I want to laminate her so bad. Just seeing Kylie laminate her shit, I'm like,
Life.
so satisfying.
Can you do it at like
I'm sure you can take it. Yeah, I'm sure you could take it into Staples.
I was gonna say I don't have a printer or laminator available to me. So
Me neither.
But yeah, so I definitely think like what we need is just to be more engaging, just to be more more in it. You know, I feel like a lot of us are just kind of like not necessarily out of it, but we're just like not. Yeah. So I feel like
I'm for sure out of it because yeah. But I do want to. That's why I didn't give up, because I was like, no, like I love this. Do got to find that fire again.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too, like it's always going to be ups and downs, right? Like you're not going to be 100% in it all the time. And especially when you are going through shit, like, you know, sometimes life just happens and the last thing on your mind is working out or whatever, right? Like, and that's fine too. But yeah, like that's what I love about our team is we can just like get everybody back together. And like, I haven't watched the wake up call this week yet, but I'm like, can't wait to do it because I know I'll feel better when I do that. And it always gives me a lift and like stuff like that, like just making the time to do that stuff that like pumps you back up, you know?
One thing that I really think we should all do is we should join those like the dream team calls. The dream team calls are what I was like religiously watching when I first started, and it's so different when it's not your direct team, you know what I mean? Like you get so much different insight, and you get like these women that like you see and you love watching and you love like being a part of that. And that's what really lit my fire, because I never really used to watch the National Wake Up Call, and then I started, and it does the same thing, but these girls you see all the time, they're on our Instagram feeds, like we see them, we know them, but
like advice from them. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So definitely honing in on catching up with our calls and making sure that we are being more I was gonna say outputting, but like outgoing, I guess, in our energy, and just making sure that, I mean, I don't know if this is you guys as well, but for me, I find that I don't necessarily control the energy in the room, but sometimes I can feed it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if I go into a room and I'm like down and out and I'm grumpy or I'm pissy, then turns out the whole entire room ends up being grumpy and fucking pissy. And then it's vice versa when I'm like super like, oh my God, they're like, you're crazy, but this is awesome energy, you know? So definitely trying to be that person as much as possible, as much as my mental capacity will let me.
I know. And like that's the thing too, like I feel like when people are down around me, then I'll be down too. So it's like surrounding yourself with positive people, and like I don't know, like I find like I have to, like I took a rest day on Sunday and I was like in a mood and I was like, wow, like it just, exercise makes you happy. Holy shit. And then it's like listening to music makes you happy, or like need to do those things, because it's like it's crazy how much your mood can change when you don't.
Exactly. So, and I mean, we're all really good for showing up on our stories and on our feeds and stuff like that. So I'm not at all concerned with that. But on topic of the 2-week free trial, I was thinking of doing another gift away, but depending on how many coaches we have in the gift away, I think that if we gift a box of Shakeology,
Yeah.
like split it, whether it's 4 or 5 of us, split it. And then obviously whoever's challenger it is, it'll go on your account. And then they can order the vegan or the whey or whatever they need. But I feel like that's a really cool incentive, because it's not necessarily just like a yoga mat or a journal. It's something that like really pertains to Beachbody and what we do.
And it can help you. And then if they like decide to sign up with a challenge pack, then they could get like the pre and the post workout, and then they kind of have everything that they need to get started in a way. Like
exactly. So I mean, if it's 5 of us, then it's split like what on our coach discount, it's 115 split 5 ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like what, $15-20 a piece.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I love the whole yoga mat and the diaries and the like shaker bottles and things of that nature. But I think like, especially because so many people are interested in Shakeology, but they know how expensive it can be. So they're afraid, right? Yeah. So having this like gift to them, I think is a really cool idea.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, oh, I lost my train of thought.
I'm going to write that down before I forget.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And then what I was going to say today, so, I'm sure you guys saw in the Empires Endorphins chat that my girlfriend had reached out to me because she wanted to buy the Shakeology and the pre and post workout.
Yeah, that like I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with this. So I didn't really like. I had assumed that you could do that, but I didn't like think. I never thought about it. But that's also another great way to get people on board, not even just working out. Like if you know a girlfriend that like doesn't really want to work out, but like would love to drink the shakes, just tell her to order some shakes under you. And then it's just a little bit more of a seed. It's like a little sprout that's like sticking out of the soil. That's just like waiting to grow. Totally. You know, so I think that's a really great idea. And I think that's something that we should totally be talking on our stories about. I feel like we should be like, yeah, like honestly, if you want these shakes, talk to me and I can send you some shakes. We can get something going for you, like as opposed to like having to buy the challenge pack and having to work out, because like
totally
having those little seeds I think will help them grow that way as well.
And like even just like free samples, like that's usually why I get like the packages, so I can give free samples. But I don't give free samples to just anyone, honestly, because I'm like, it's kind of expensive and I won't just like give that to you. But if it's somebody that I'm like, okay, I can see them actually ordering these, but they just want to try them first, I'll give them a free sample. And like, I don't know.
100%. And another thing I was thinking about as well is that, I mean, it doesn't have to be for the 2-week free trial, but it can go like into whatever kind of boot camp. There's so many girls on Empires Endorphins that are up too much product. So they're selling it for cheaper. So if we split it, and then we can give that to our challengers, or, I mean, it doesn't, this is just an eyeball idea. Like it's just throwing an idea out there, but that's what I thought about. I was like, I wonder if I should like buy a box of this Shako that people keep trying to sell and like give it away, like to certain challengers or like my close girlfriends. Like I go for brunch or lunch or whatever and be like, hey, you want to try this? Like, you know,
I did that at work, and like I was just like, hey, like I would drink my shakes every day. People saw me drinking them every day and they're like, what the hell are you drinking? And I would just be like, oh, it's this. You want to try some? Like give it to them. And they're like, yeah, sure. And then it's like, it's crazy how like, oh yeah, it was really good. I loved it or whatever.
Yeah. And then there's that seed planted.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's a really great way to like go about it for sure.
Totally. Or like bake something from like the fixed plan and then bring it into work, and then everyone's like, oh my god, these are so good, what is it? And you're like, oh, it's Chico. Super healthy.
Totally. It makes total sense. I just keep like myself in this camera and I'm like, God, I feel like my chin line is much more defined right now.
Your transformation photo is insane today, girl.
You know what? I thought about this. I was literally like, I have been posting like from my heart, obviously, in a lot of my posts and stuff, but I haven't been me. I have not been the person I used to be before Beachbody. Like, I mean, I'm still that person, but I was just posting like a huge long thing when ultimately everyone knows me for my silly humor and my ridiculousness.
Yeah.
So I just need to find a good way to mesh the two of them. And that's what I did today.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's super important, honestly. Because you can tell reading it if it's you or not. And it's like the people who know you the most will be like, bitch, like, you know, like they'll know if it's you or not.
Girl, please.
Yeah, exactly. No, I really liked it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh yeah, and then so I know that Mel, you're really big on podcasts, and Paige actually sent one of her podcasts to the Empires and Endorphins chat, and I'm not sure if Dominique you've listened to it or not, but I have been like tuning into her for a little while now, and I actually started following her on Instagram. Her name is, I think it's Kyra Carlin. Yeah, I think Kyra_Carlin. Anyway, so she's a Beachbody coach.
Kyra. How do you spell her last name?
Okay, let me find it on Instagram.
Oh, I found it.
Kyra Carlin, yeah. And I just followed her Instagram just to see like who she was more so, because I was just listening to the podcast for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But and the thing that I like most about her podcast is that they're only like 10 to 15 minutes long.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, so it's like quick, and it's like just a mindful 10-15 minutes of you like washing the dishes or getting ready and being like, okay, that's what kind of has been able to like light my fire a little bit throughout the day as well. So
yeah, I'll look at her.
Yeah, her podcast is called Be You Unapologetically. Okay. So I would definitely suggest that. And I took away something from her. So she had this one episode and it was like tips. Or no, I think this was a different video that I had watched. But it was this girl who was the Beachbody coach, and I think she was like 2-star, 3-star, something like that. And she said she was naming off all these tips, and I didn't catch them all, but her second tip was don't make assumptions or have expectations. Because every single time we send an invite, we're always like, oh yeah, they're gonna totally sign up. And then, I mean, for me at least, I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna become a coach, and we're gonna become best friends, and it's gonna be a thing. And then all of a sudden, I'm left on red. And I'm like, did you just ghost me right now, girl? We just were having such a good conversation. You know what I mean? So like, just try your best to, I'm going to try my best at least to like be optimistic, but not be so defeated when people don't come through.
And I would say too, like, like the people who you might underestimate could be your best people. Because like Toby, who is my challenger, she's killing it. I'm like, it was like such a chore to get her on board at all. Like she was like, I don't work out, I don't want to work out, I'm not interested. Like it was hard to get her, like honestly. And I was like, well, you know, and then she ends up being like a really great challenger. So it's like, and I told her, I was like, I think you'd be a good coach, but that's okay if she doesn't want to do it. But who knows? Maybe one day she will.
Exactly. That was like me when Danielle was like, I remember the text message. She like sent me this message and she's like, I don't know if you'd be interested or not, but like, we're going to do this 2-week free trial. And I was like, I was like, no. And then I was like, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? This might be good for me. It's free. I might as well just do it. And then like the first week went by and obviously it was so hard because I was so out of shape and like I wasn't really feeling it to begin with. And then the second week came through and it was midweek, second week, and I did core de force. And I was like blown away. I was like, this is my shit. This is me. I could punch the air all day. Actually, no.
Oh, I love that.
And I was hooked.
Maybe that's why, like, that's why I do actually like the 2 weeks, or even like a 3-week. Because yeah, like when you're first starting, it's so hard. Like you just want to give up, and then it's like you kind of get back into it. Like you really need all the like encouragement, you know, like
100%.
just stick with it until like, yeah, it's like kind of like 3 weeks is kind of like the good spot where you're like, okay, all right, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think that's Paige's whole idea, right? Is to just keep people on board, basically. Because like your 2 weeks comes and goes so quickly, and either you loved it or you hated it. And then you have an extra option for another week, then it just keeps you in the motion, and it takes 21 days to make a habit.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant.
Boom. Mike. Thanks, Paige. Yeah, so I mean that's basically where I am right now. I'm feeling honestly pretty motivated even just from chatting with you girls.
Yeah, me too. I feel way better right now, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there anything like that you
Oh, you just cut out.
Yeah, Ash, cut out. Are you there?
Oh, she's frozen. I don't know if she's frozen on your screen, but she's like on mine. Oh no.
I'm gonna
Oh, there you go. You were like
Dominique, you were frozen like this.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my goodness. We have no idea what you said, Ashliegh.
I said, Dominique, do you need or want anything out of us as a team? Like, is there something that you were like, I think we should do this?
I just think that, like I was saying earlier, just being more on our posts, and commenting, right? Like that's what's most because I feel like that really shows people. You know, they get like, wow, everyone's so happy to have a team, and they, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
it's so true.
It's like I miss that FOMO, right? Like getting people being like, what the heck? Why don't I have that?
People want to be involved. People want to be included. So if they're like, well, maybe I should join.
Yeah.
Because look what they're getting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Agreed.
I feel like the more hype we are, the better off we are. I remember doing 50 Days to Summer, and I remember listening to a Dream Team call, and I remember just being so fired up. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go on my story and like shout out this 50 Days to Summer. And I did. And I remember being like, it's going to be so lit. Like, so excited. There's going to be 100+ girls. And like, I actually had quite a few girls reach out to me. They're like, oh my God, this sounds so fun. I mean, the dynamic's going to be different because it's not going to be 100+ girls group where there's like an Apple iWatch for a prize. But
yeah.
You know, we can still hype it, make it seem like everybody should be here because they should.
I agree.
Love it.
Yeah.
So,
you, Mel, is there anything you want and need from us as a team?
Well, I feel like I need to sit down and brainstorm a little bit, and I will be in touch with you guys. Like, tomorrow, I want to like do my workout in the morning and then watch the wake up call and then just like do some brainstorming. But I do think, yeah, like just some more engagement and like, I don't know, like just get creative, like change things up. Meeting people, like getting people on Zoom again and like stuff like that. Cause like yeah, it's just the community aspect that I love. That's why I'm here, is because of that. And so getting that a little bit more fired up, I think would be helpful for everyone.
Yeah, 100%. I agree as well. Are you frozen? Am I frozen?
No, you're good. We're good.
Okay, I'm frozen on my screen. She's like,
We could be cute or like.
Seriously. No, I think that's perfect. I think if we just go back to the drawing board, and my personal conflict is struggling to find the creativity. I don't even know where this whole box of Shakeology idea came from, but like I will think of things and then it'll just be like, like just passing through. And I don't like jot them down. I don't put them in my notes.
Get really stoned so that I can like get creative.
Yeah, like that's my problem, is that I'm having the struggles of getting creative, of like, and I even told Paige this the other day. I was like, I just like, where do you come up with these ideas of like all these boot camps and prizes and peoples and I just like don't know.
She's another species, I think. It's amazing.
Huh?
She's like another species. I don't know how she does it sometimes. I mean that in the best way, but I'm like, damn girl, like how?
I know, I wish. She's like, I don't know, it just like comes to me. I'm like, girl, can we rub our heads together? Like,
I'm excited. Are you guys able to go to the meetup soon to paint?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I want
to go. Steven's actually home that weekend, so I'm going, and I'm not bringing my baby.
I was gonna say also, I just got your message, Ashliegh, and I'm not sure yet. I will message you tomorrow because I was supposed to have plans with my friend Becca, but she hasn't messaged me back yet, so I'll touch base with her tomorrow.
What time would your plans? Okay, we'll talk about this later because it's recording.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow because I don't know. I was like, when is your appointment? And she just hasn't told me. So I'm like, I'm gonna touch base with her so I know what's going on.
Totally. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I definitely think that if we just go back to our team and I'm gonna share this in the self-love group as well, and just like be like, bitches, watch this call.
Yeah.
Get on board. That's why I wanted to do like the accountability, like grateful thing, just like go.
Is the self-love though, that's not just coaches, right? That's for all of our challengers as well. Oh, I think she's frozen again.
I'm probably frozen on her and then too.
Oh no.
I keep saying, am I frozen? Are you frozen? Is it me? Is it you?
I don't know.
I think it's me. It says your internet connection is unstable.
Oh no.
Just like my emotions.
The self-love sweat club, that's not just coaches, right? Like that's everyone.
I think so. Actually, no, I don't know. But either way, I think it's a great opportunity for people to be like, what is this? And like, what the hell are they talking about?
I actually like that you shared the wake-up call because like I know that's supposed to be just for coaches, but like if I was a challenger watching that, I'd be like,
Yeah.
Like, that's why I did it. I was like, who cares if they're not coaches? Like, I think it's a really like great way to light someone's fire regardless.
Totally.
Perfect.
Maybe we should just keep posting it in there.
That's what I was, yeah. I don't think I did it this week, but I will definitely, I can set a reminder. Actually, Dominique, you want to share it? Because I think like the way my schedule is working, I think I will be working at 10:30 a.m. every Monday morning. So I wouldn't be able to catch.
I can try to share turns.
So Serenity starts garden literally at 8:55.
Oh,
I'll drop her off, get in the car.
I can do it. I'll try.
Yeah, someone, we can all try.
We can take turns.
Yeah, we can do that.
Cool. And like, I just think like just engaging in that self-love sweat club as well, I think will help us as well. Just become more of a team. Because I think that's what we need. I think we need to just like be a team. I would love to get everyone together, like just us on our team. Obviously Kylie would have to come down for a sleepover. Yeah. But you know, I feel like that would just like really also light our fires.
I agree. It would help for sure.
Cool. Okay, well, should we call it for tonight? I still have to make my shake. I would keep looking over to my kitchen, and on top of Leland's chaotic attitude today, this is weird. I was washing like the bathroom sinks when he was in the tub, and I had the paper towel on the toilet, and he lifted the paper towel, lifted the toilet lid, put the paper towel in the toilet bowl, and so I just keep looking over, and it's just like this shriveled paper towel. I'm like, I gotta clean my house still.
Oh my gosh! Aww. The funniest things.
He's so cute.
I know. He is like a little angel.
He looks so much bigger than I saw him whenever that
Was that?
ages.
Yeah.
Kayla's birthday. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they grow so fast.
So fast. It's crazy. Anyhow, let's call it.
I hope you guys have a good night.
Are we boomeranging? Are we booming? I'm gonna stop recording.